just going to do a little teaching on saddle pads because it seems like, you know, they've all gotten so expensive. And sometimes when you pay that much money for a pad, you would really like for it to last a long time. You would like for it to do what it's being said that it would do. And a lot of times we get those pads home and we become really disappointed in them because they don't do what they've been advertised to do. It was a lot of hype, a lot of advertisement, and we just felt like, I'm gonna be brutally honest, the more we pay for it, the better service we'll get out of it. That's not true. It's like if I buy that $100,000 horse, I can go to NFR. That is not true. And so it's the same with saddle pads. The more money we pay, the more service we feel like we'll get out of that pad because of the money we've spent, but that's not true. Okay, my journey in learning about saddle pads has been, I thought the pad, what the pad was supposed to do was to, protect this horse's back from the saddle. Okay, I found out that's not true, not in all cases. And so the reason that I began to endorse the Bayou West pad is because it really does serve its function. And this particular pad, it's a wool felt underneath. This is got some polyester in it, a black, and many times they will have to put polyester in it to get it colored, which polyester and the horse's back, they don't go together so good. So you need a wool felt pad. But here's the thing on this one is, if the camera can kind of zoom in, we have the felt that's next to the horse's back, the wool felt. We have the felt, the polyester felt that's on the top, and then sandwiched right in between those two layers is a thin piece of high density foam. The point of that foam is to cushion the shoulder blade as it runs back up underneath the front of your saddle. The way the horse's front leg works is when he's running at full stride, that shoulder blade is rocked back. It has to go up underneath your saddle. For him to get a full extension this way, the shoulder blade has to get a full extension back. And so that mechanism works pretty simplified here, but it works a little bit like this. And so the point of this piece of foam in between these two pieces of felt is to cushion the shoulder blade or the scapula as it runs underneath the bar on your saddle. So with that in mind, this pad, the Bayou West pad, if you can see that little line, here's your whole high density foam all the way down through the back, because many times we only think about the front of the saddle not fitting. You know, it's pinching underneath those conchos. We don't think about the back not fitting. But if your saddle pad is rubbing hair off the loin area back in here, you unsaddle them and you can tell that there's hair missing because it's rubbed, then that means the back of your saddle tree is too tight and it's causing the pad to rub the hair. You don't know how many pads I bought trying to alleviate that problem, only to find out that my problem was not the pad as much as it was the way the tree was fitting my horse's back. And so to me, this pad, see, it's cut out underneath to kind of fit the contour of the Lynn McKenzie Double J saddles in order for your leg to really hang down beside the and lay right on your horse instead of sitting on pad and then kind of that abrupt thickness, letting your leg just kind of drop off. Your leg is able to go down and you actually feel your horse with your legs because of this cutout. Okay, so this comes in black. It also comes in gray, this cutout, this Lynn McKenzie uh, Bayou West saddle pad. And so Bayou West is what we call a mom and pop company, owned by Tommy and Deborah Herring. And so they are so good. But another thing that saddle pad can do is if your horse has those big sinkholes behind the shoulder blade, we can put an insert in to help sink down in that hole to make your saddle sit level. Because when you have a wide saddle and a wither that really sticks up with sinkholes behind there, there's no saddle in the world that's going to fit that. I'm sorry, but they just don't make them that narrow. And so we have to have the fix in the saddle pad. So we can put that built up in there. I can send you a picture of it if you need to really look at a picture of it, but I'm going to tell you they really work. And because it's a mom and pop company, if you have one shoulder that's low and the other one is high, so those shoulders look a little like this, and you'll know it because your saddle will roll off to the low side. It'll keep rolling to the same side because you have a big shoulder and a flatter looking shoulder. We can put a built up on the low side and get that built up so that that saddle will sit level and quit rolling. There's so much that we can do with these saddle pads till I can't begin to tell you the function that this saddle pad will do. Big wide shouldered horses, maybe you can't afford a new saddle at this point. This is the pad to get because, listen to me, this pad contours to the back. You see it's a little stiffer than some of those other pads. It's just not a soft, supple pad. And because of that, listen, the pad will sit on the horse's back and the saddle will sit on the pad. So if you have a tight spot, if you know that you have a little compromise in your tree, you just can't really afford that new saddle yet, this is the pad. This is the one that will sit on the back, contour to the horse's back, but it will not sink down in every little cranny hole and allow those pressure points to work on your horse as he runs through that barrel pattern. So you think about it, this pad is $240 plus $15 to ship. The built-up pad is $290 with $15 to ship. You can order them off our webpage, LM Barrel Racing. These are great pads. You will not be disappointed.